and June Gibbs, Senator Rhoda Perry, Murph York, John Roney, Michael Piscatoro, Will Fitzpatrick, Chuck Levesque, Sean Coffey, and David Cicilline, just to name a few. All of whom were standing up for marriage equality before it was popular. Calling out Congressman Cicilline, you've been a pioneer in this area, and you continue to be a leader in the nation, and we thank you very much for that. As we gather to celebrate this historic moment, it's important that we recognize leaders like Speaker Fox and Donna Nesselbush, Susan Cisnowski, Josh Miller, Juan Pichardo, Art Handy, and Deborah Giro, and Frank Ferry. The people who carried Rhode Island across the finish line to become the 10th state to provide the freedom to marry. Ray Sullivan and his entire team, as the governor said at marriage, Rhode Islanders United for Marriage, ran a sophisticated, professional, and respectful campaign, unlike anything the state has ever seen. From mobilizing grassroots armies to organizing vast coalitions of faith leaders, business and labor leaders, and families across Rhode Island, Ray and his team highlighted the personal stories at the center of all we are doing. In so doing, they created a climate where legislators could talk with their constituents about what marriage means to all families in Rhode Island. The next person I'm going to introduce is a hero who put everything in the line for us here today. Speaker Gordon Fox, calling the vote early in the session, was a pivotal point for this legislation. And I can tell you that he and Marcus, his partner, have made passing this legislation their mission, and they have been the heart and soul of this campaign. When marriage legislation was first introduced in the House of Representatives 16 years ago, Representative Gordon Fox was one of the co-sponsors. Every year it's been reintroduced since 1998. He's always sponsored the bill and been a champion for the cause. Several years ago, he was personally moved during a State House rally held for marriage equality advocates. He decided to tell the world his own personal story. In 2010, Gordon Fox was elected by his colleagues as the first openly gay Speaker of the House. Gordon is extremely pragmatic and knows how to take the pulse of the General Assembly. 2 years ago, he made sure that a bill was enacted to ensure that gay couples who wished to have the same rights and protections that others enjoyed could receive them. But Gordon knew that there was another step toward the goal of full equality, and he kept working at it. Last fall, he pledged to bring the marriage equality vote to the House of Representatives in the first month of this year's legislative session. He kept his promise. The House made history on January 24th by overwhelmingly passing the marriage equality legislation. The courage and example set forth by Speaker Fox and many others in the House chamber led to last week's big vote of support by their Senate colleagues. Today's final affirmation in the House is the crowning achievement for Speaker Fox, now in his 21st year as a hardworking and dedicated state leader. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Speaker Gordon Fox.
I'm sorry, I told you I was going 32, but when elected mine was 11. Good afternoon, everyone. Could we have not picked a better spot for this moment? Under this beautiful building, the symbol of our democracy, as many call the temple to democracy, this is where the signing of this historic piece of legislation had to occur. And I'm so appreciative that so many of you came out to celebrate this event with us and cheer on democracy, liberty, and justice in the state of Rhode Island. So thank you for